Did you know that mass shootings are most likely to occur in workplaces or schools? So one could happen right now. And that 70% of the time, handguns are used in mass shootings. So when people say, okay, yeah, but we don't need to get rid of all guns because most of the time they use rifles or other large guns, when actually most of the time they use handguns. And according to Gun Violence Archive, May 1st, from 2015 to 2024, there have been around 500 mass shootings and definitely over 1,000 casualties. So, does improving mental health treatment offer a better path to preventing mass shooting than gun control legislation? No, it doesn't. First, because weak link between mental illness, there is a weak link between mental illness and mass shootings. Second, there's a high correlation between gun access and mass shootings. And third, misguided policy and resource allocation. So first off, weak link between mental illness and mass shootings. There is low correlation. Only a small fraction of mass shootings are by individuals with mental illnesses. And there's a minimal impact on overall violence if severe mental illnesses were to disappear. Violent crime would only go down 4%. And there's a risk of further stigmatization. If we put a heavy focus on mental illness as the root cause of gun violence, then it'll cause people to fear them, and then the people who are dealing with mental illnesses won't want to go in and get treatment because they'll be afraid of being judged by other people. And according to National Institutes of Health, mental illness is a weak risk factor for violence, despite popular misconceptions reflected in the media and policy. Next, high correlation between gun access and mass shootings. International comparison. The U.S. does not have higher rates of mental illness, but it does have a higher rate of gun violence, gun ownership, and gun violence than any other place. Impact of specific weapons. Research shows that assault-styled weapons and high-capacity magazines are used in mass shootings, which results in a higher number of fatalities and injuries. And then the effectiveness of certain gun laws. Studies show that state level laws restricting high-capacity magazines are associated with a substantial reduction in the rate of fatal mass shootings. And according to the Center for American Progress on September 8th, an estimated 1 through 5 Americans are diagnosed with mental illnesses. Other countries have similar estimates, but none have the levels of mass shootings the U.S. does. Countries with strong gun oversight experience significantly less gun violence. And then finally, third, misguided policy and resource allocation. There's a diversion from gun control. In court and stuff, they focus on mental health, which allow policymakers to avoid more challenging political debates about gun control. So they turn the tide over to mental health when what they should be talking about is how we don't have very good gun control. And then limited impact on violence prevention. Improved access to mental health is a worthy goal. It will have a limited impact on reducing gun violence, though, overall. So, while yes, improving people's mental health is a good goal to have, it's not the reason gun control is a problem. And then the importance of multi-system interventions. Gun violence requires interventions across multiple systems, including public health, legal public safety, and community efforts. which can include mental health, but it's not mental health solely. It's not just, oh, mental health is the problem and we need to fix that. It's all of these problems that we need to do together. And according to Rockefeller Institute of Government, the broad goal of reducing firearm access availability lends itself to a comprehensive approach to reducing all forms of gun violence. Now that you know about the three areas of analysis, the weak links between mental illness and mass shootings, high correlation between gun access and mass shootings, misguided policy, and resource allocation, you are now informed to not blame mental illness on all of the gun violence and mass shootings that are happening around the world. So the next time you're watching the news or something and they're blaming gun violence on mental health, just know that they're wrong. And mental health is a minor fact in mass shootings.